Come, let us prepare, make some good profits today. Market left us some clues, isn't it? Let's talk about that in today's video. Plenty of liquidity here. I want you to see where the big moves will come, especially near end of the week as we see the liquidity that's building here and here. Very importantly, I want to show you later in this video. Now today, it's pretty straightforward once we identified this blue rhythm here. Very importantly, 1205. It got really straightforward once we identified the blue rhythm. Just take a look right here. We were just grinding up that magenta throughout the morning. And once you're able to see the liquidity at that blue, it got really easy to identify the trade. Now the difficulty here is in understanding how to be managing your risks. And when you see the selling in that teal, and only near to end of day here where you see the selling strengthening in that green rhythm. Now this is a good bonus, but if you see the teal selling, you can learn to manage your risks accordingly right there. But otherwise, quite straightforward here. Only once you're able to identify the blue rhythm here. Now, how many of you would have already blown your account before the blue rhythm started appearing? So very essentially, you have to learn this, that when there's no structure, there is no trade. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to catch every move. What you're trying to do is to find the structure and prepare ahead, and when it forms, when it appears, when it wants to grab this particular liquidity here, you are ready. And when you're ready, you will take a very good trade here. Now this particular trade for me, 300% trade. It's quite straightforward trade to manage, only because we were just selling down in that teal after we broke out of that blue rhythm right there. So absolutely beautiful trade here. But the market left us very, very big clues. Let's talk about that later in this video. Now, it's about learning this skill, this lifetime skill, so you can do this for the rest of your life by learning to find 5-figure profit trades. And I've shown you it's very possible to do it, but it's a long-term skill you need to learn. So don't rush this. And most importantly, please do not join if you're looking for signals. Signals will ruin you. You need to learn this skill for a lifetime. So you can do this every single day for the rest of your life. And we're talking about $10,000 a day. Not a month, mind you. Every single day. This skill is worth every ounce of your energy and determination to learn and master. It's not going to be easy. Why should it? But it is possible. Stay focused. Run this race strong. It will be life-changing, not just financially, but you will see how trading will make you a better person. Stay focused. We got this. Now, where do we go from here? You have to watch yesterday's video. It's very important you understand the macro structure and what to be expecting from this macro structure right here. Now, importantly, I want you to see that we are selling in that orange rhythm here. And this is something that I talked about during trading hours, especially when you see the break of that and using the orange rhythm to guide on the way down. So tomorrow, you have to be looking out for this orange if there is persistent selling right there. Look out for your 5-day moving average, because if there is persistent selling here and you see 5-day moving average slightly trending up, you wait for the cup close at 5-day and you look for another structure before you start heading down. Now, there is a very, very important point here you have to pay close attention, and that's about SPY 642. You have to pay close attention here, because this is equivalent to the QQQ's 20-day moving average. So pay close attention to that, right? This particular level here, especially once we started gravitating towards that liquidity near end of day. Now, this is not conclusive yet. You have to wait till tomorrow for structure to see where this goes. But otherwise, if this continues to head down here, you are clear about where the target will be, and that will be the 5-day moving average here, Wait for structure before it starts heading down, especially near to that blue algorithm here. So pay close attention. Your other liquidity here will be where the 20-day moving average. Remember, I talked about this, where the blue algorithm is. So you can't afford to wait for this, because if the market wants to crash from here, and this is in preparation for the 5-day crossing below the 20-day, you're ready for where the liquidity is, and there's plenty of structure to look out for. The first being where the 5-day moving average together with that yellow algorithm before we start heading down, 20-day moving average creating another structure here together with the blue algorithm here, just in time perhaps for end of month. So pay close attention to that. Now, otherwise you see the market building liquidity here, and this is what you see in the chop in the morning. Now this is notoriously what you will see on Mondays, where they will start to define the range, start to build liquidity, and you see that happening, especially once we had a big day from last week and so much trapped liquidity from last week here. So you do not get surprised by the market trying to build liquidity here. Now, more importantly, you need to understand where this liquidity is coming from. Now, if the selling is still within that pink here, you see, now, can this absolutely happen? Yeah, from 644. So you got to pay close attention and know where the escape plan for the bulls are. But at the meantime, you just got to be careful, because if we are selling still in that orange, you just got to be more mindful about that selling continuation there. Look out for your structure here, especially of that magenta and green. Now, most importantly, I want to be looking out for that reclamation of that 5-day moving average, as well as from the magenta before we grab the green liquidity here. So pay close attention to that, as I was mentioning here, 644 level, that's very important. 644 yellow here, that's pretty important. So pay close attention to this particular level. You will be fine. Just pay close attention. Do not overtrade or scale up too unnecessarily. Once we are in the liquidity wedges, you are able to define your range here, 644, your 5-day moving average, your 20-day moving average. This yellow algorithm here, this green algorithm here, this blue algorithm here, and lastly one more blue algorithm here. And remember, I talked about the special point here where the QQQ 20-day moving average is. So you see, you have plenty of ranges to grab profits if you want to be planning for particular imbalances. So pay close attention. Thank you very much for watching. See you closer to opening bell.